For our kids, sports can be just everything, right? It's their world, the teammates, the wins, the fun. But what happens when that world gets caught in the crossfire of a tough co-parenting situation? That passion can get twisted and turned into a weapon in a custody fight. So let's get right into how that happens and, more importantly, what you can actually do to stop it. Okay, let me ask you this. Does it feel like you're just drowning? Drowning in a sea of last-minute schedule changes, forgotten communications, and just total chaos with logistics? If you've had that gut feeling, that suspicion that your kid's sports schedule is being used on purpose to stir up conflict and chip away at your time, well, you're not going crazy. It's a real thing, it's a pattern, and the good news is you can learn how to shut it down. All right, so let's actually give this thing a name, because it's not just random chaos. We are talking about a very specific strategy here. And you know what they say? The first step to beating it is understanding exactly what it is. So here it is, sports weaponization. And what's so important to get here is that this isn't about who's the better coach or who cares more about the kid's future in the big leagues. No. It's a strategy. It's all about control, and it targets 5 key areas: your time with your kid, the information you get, the narrative, the story being told about you, the child themselves, and yeah, even the system, like the court. Right, so this isn't just random messy stuff happening. It actually follows a playbook, a predictable script. And once you see the plays, once you recognize the playbook, that's how you get ahead. You stop just reacting to every little thing and start playing strategically yourself. Okay, so check out this pipeline. This is how it unfolds, step by step. First, stage A, you hook the child. Get them on that elite team they just have to be on. Then, boom, stage B, you get cut out of the loop. No info. Next, C, the logistics suddenly become a nightmare. This creates conflict, right? Which leads to D. Then E, your pressure to give up some time, just this once, for the kids. And that becomes the new normal, the new status quo. And it all leads up to the final play, F, the pitch to the court that you're the one who's unsupportive or can't keep up. See how it all connects? It's a system. Okay, I know that last part can feel heavy. It can feel really overwhelming to see it laid out like that. But now we're going to pivot. We're going to talk about the solution, because you don't have to play this chaotic game with no rules. Instead, you're going to introduce a new framework, a simple, clear, and totally child-focused one. We're calling it the Sports Integrity Protocol. Pillar number 1, and this one is an absolute non-negotiable: information symmetry. What does that mean? It means both parents get direct, equal access to everything. I'm talking the team app, the official schedule from the league, the coach's email and phone number. Period. No more relying on blurry screenshots or secondhand info. Just this one simple rule shuts down so much of that manufactured chaos. Okay, pillar 2, notice standards. This is all about setting clear rules of the road. Super simple. For instance, any schedule change that's not a true emergency needs at least 24 hours notice. And this is the key part: mutual agreement. Both parents have to agree. If you don't have both of those things, the original schedule, the one in your court order, stays. End of story. This one rule just stops that last-minute craziness that's designed to keep you off balance. All right, pillar 3 is all about reasonable logistics. The trick here is to define what reasonable means before it turns into a fight. Agree on something like a maximum driving distance for practices on a school night, or get a clear plan in writing for who pays for what on those travel tournaments. When you set these boundaries ahead of time, you completely diffuse those logistical bombs that are planted just to create conflict. Now this might be the most important pillar of them all: parenting time protection. Let's be crystal clear. A soccer tournament does not automatically get to override a court order. If you agree to be flexible and accommodate an event that falls on your time, that's great. But it must come with a pre-confirmed written agreement for makeup time. No exceptions. This is how you stop your parenting time from being slowly chipped away weekend by weekend. And finally, pillar 5, which is truly all about protecting the kid in the middle of all of this: child emotional safety. This one's simple, but it's everything. The child is never the messenger. They don't carry notes back and forth. They are not the scheduler. They are not the negotiator. And you never, ever put them in a position where they feel like they have to choose between you and the sport they love. This is how you shield them from the adult drama. Okay, so knowing the protocol is one thing, but actually putting it into practice, especially when things are tense, that's the real challenge. So let's get super practical now. We're going to talk about the exact words, the specific phrases you can use to enforce these boundaries calmly and, most importantly, effectively. Just look at the difference here.
On one side, you've got the reactive response. You did this on purpose. It's emotional, it's accusatory, and honestly, it just pours gasoline on the fire. But then look at the other side, the strategic response. I need direct access to the official schedule to support reliably. Please add me to the team app. It's calm, it's firm, it's focused on a solution, it's almost impossible to argue with, right? And it creates a beautiful paper trail of you being reasonable.
Okay, this one right here, this is the magic phrase. This is your go-to script to shut down that status quo engineering we talked about. I can accommodate the tournament. Please confirm makeup time on date. See what it does? It says yes to your kid's activity, which is awesome. But at the same time, it protects your parenting time. It's supportive, but it draws a really clear, firm boundary. So what do you do when you get that text? You know the one. This practice is mandatory, or the coach says everyone has to be there. You don't get into an argument. You don't debate it. You just ask for the rule in writing. Please share the written policy from the team on that. It's a calm, simple way to call their bluff. Because 9 times out of 10, if there's no written policy, it's not a requirement, it's just a preference.
And for all those baiting texts, the ones that are just designed to get a reaction out of you, I want you to remember one little acronym, BIF. Your reply should always be brief, informative, friendly, and firm. That's it. Keep it short, give only the necessary info, be polite, and stick to your boundary. It's like you're starving the conflict of the drama that it needs to breathe. So look, when we get down to it, this is about more than just schedules and logistics. This is about winning the narrative. It's about controlling the story that gets told about you, whether it's to a coach, a family therapist, or, even a judge. And here is your 4-step script to do just that. This is how you frame your position every single time. Step 1, you always start with support. I support our child's activities. Step 2, you state your simple, reasonable request. I'm just asking for equal access to communications. Step 3, you offer the solution. Let's use a clear protocol to cut down on the conflict. And you wrap it all up with step 4, the anchor. Parenting time shouldn't be eroded. That right there, that is the language of the stable, reasonable, child-focused parent. And this right here is the absolute key. Forget about saving 100 screenshots of angry text messages. That's just noise. Your real power, your strongest evidence, is a clean, documented history of you being calm. A timeline of you, over and over again, making reasonable requests for basic access and cooperation. That pattern of stability will always be more powerful than any emotional outburst. So I'll just leave you with this one last question to think about. What if the goal isn't to win the next argument? What if the goal is to end the arguments? By shifting your whole approach, by moving away from reacting to every little crisis, and instead just consistently using a clear protocol, you change the whole game. You stop trying to win every single fight, and instead you build a system where those fights just don't have any oxygen to start in the first place.